training yourself to be more aware of when something happens or you hear something that you could use as a story. So I think, you know, stuff happens all the time, all around us, but we're often not noticing things, and we don't notice, oh, that would make a great anecdote to illustrate this point that I have. So I think it's being aware, and it's noticing, and it's practicing that kind of noticing process. There's a really good website called storytest.com, which you can use to have a play, and they show you stories, or what they say, is this a story or is it not a story? And you can test yourself on it to see how good you are at spotting stories. So I think practicing that story spotting process is the first place to start. So start to notice, keep a record of things, so that when something occurs to you that kind of makes you go, huh, that was interesting, make a note of it, because I can guarantee you won't remember it if you don't note it down somewhere. And a colleague of mine, David Lee, who's a fantastic storyteller, he actually has created for himself a database of stories. And what he does is a simple Word document, a table. On one side of the table, he writes the bare bones of the story, enough that when he reads it again, he'll remember what happened. And then on the other side of the table, he puts a list of words so that he can search in the table for stories to illustrate a particular point. And then that gets away of all that worry about, oh, I haven't got a story about engagement, or I haven't got a story about organisation change, because you know you have. And I think it's about getting into that discipline of keeping a record of stuff, because you won't always remember it, and you won't always remember. I mean, I don't. I tell stories all the time. I can't always remember, you know, someone says, tell me a story about this, and I go a blank. So it's giving yourself the tools to be able to do it. And I think every time something happens to you that is interesting or funny or makes you think, or even if somebody tells you a story about something that happens to them, ask them if you can use that as a story, but make clear that it's about somebody else, that it isn't about you.